Spy. You were alone? Where did you come here from?
You got a lot of nice stuff.
The movie's opening scenes take place during the Second World War in Germany in 1944. Indiana Jones has been subdued by the Nazis led by Colonel Weber, who believe he is a spy. This is opposed by his friend, who is also a Nazi. They'll let him hang to death until a nuclear explosion in their territory. This will eliminate the Nazis while giving Indy a chance to escape.
Looks like they're leaving without you. A piper named Adolf.
Wir glauben, der hier... Und das ist seine Tasche. Sitzen bleiben.
Amerikaner.
My name is Basil Shaw, professor at Oxford, an archaeologist. Please, Colonel, no, I beg you.
Indy's roommate, the Oxford professor Basil Shaw, has also been arrested. Indy takes over a car and follows a train that is being driven by Basil. He encounters some nativists along the way as well. The Nazis acquired the lance of Longinus. They believed it would benefit them in the conflict, but after Indy had boarded, both he and the second in command of Weber recognized the lance as a fake.
Ich habe sie mir noch mal angesehen. Die Lanze, Herr Oberst.
It's a fake. Eine Fälschung.
Nicht Magie, sondern Mathematik, die sie beherrscht.
Also, Voller possesses the Antikythera, the Archimedes calculator. Indy struggles with more Nazis before rescuing Basil and taking the calculator with him.
What sort of a man hides in a hedge? Indy? The Antikythera, Archimedes style.
Weber follows them to the roof of the train and counters Indy until Basil shoots him and gives Indy a chance to decapitate Weber. Voller follows them, but is ultimately overpowered by the train. Indy and Basil leap over the bridge before it is destroyed by the Allies. Jump to the year 1969. Indy awake on the day of the Apollo 11 moon landing. He visits his position as a professor at Hunter College. There, his students are uninterested as he talks about the Battle of Sicily, as well as the efforts of Archimedes. A young lady named Helena takes part in the discussion and contributes to the lecture. After classes, Indy will walk into a retirement celebration for him, while Helena will follow him.
A token of our gratitude.
She doesn't realize that a CIA agent named Mason is following her and reporting to her boss, Voller, who is still alive and working for NASA under the name Schmidt, with other Nazis, including Klaber and the brutish Hauke. They have visited him in his office to seek the help of the Dial, as he believes that it will facilitate his remission from the past and assist the Nazis in winning the conflict. Helena catches up to Indy, who doesn't recognize her at first, but then realizes she is Basil's daughter, and therefore his goddaughter. She sits down to discuss with him her own work as an archaeologist and how she tried to continue her father's work.
A long time ago, and it was only half the dial.
What?
What were you thinking exactly?
We could go there and find it.
Wombat, why are you chasing the thing? Celebrating.
So, what we got?
She's in there.
Helena says that the dial has been split in two, and she wants Indy to help her find the other half in Tangier, even though unlocking the mysteries of the dial was what drove Basil insane. However, Indy agrees to give her the piece of the dial that Basil kept.
Fluctuations, and he thought these irregularities might predict them. But then
Indy brings Helena to the storage room at the college, while Voller's men show up. Klaber and Hauke murder two other employees of Indy before attempting to apprehend him and Helena. Indy knock over a row of shelves. This causes one of the Nazis to be crushed. Then, Helena ran away with the half of the dial.
I took that from them then. Of course, they might acquire the other half of the dial and put the two together.
Stay where you are.
Shaw, stop!
Helena!
Dr. Jones, it's over. Stop! Dr. Jones, we're not gonna hurt you.
People are dead.
Hang up, fella. Stand up.
Indy was captured, but he lost the Nazis during a celebratory dance for the moon landing on a horse. Klaber and Hauke followed him. Indy carries the horse through the subterranean tunnels. He manages to avoid them before stepping on a train himself.
Hunter, people are dead.
Indy is accused of the murder of the two professors, but before anyone can actually identify him, he is grabbed by his old acquaintance Sala. After talking to his former friends about their adventures, Indy believes that his time as explorer is over, but Sala counters this by saying that he still has a lot of exploring to do. He escorts Indy to the airport in order to be able to attend the meeting with Helena after obtaining some crucial information about the type of people she will encounter.
Get a ride to the airport, Sala.
Indy arrives at a casino in Tangier, owned by a criminal called Big Rahim. His son, Aziz Rahim, has a bone to pick with Helena after she apparently jilted him. Indy enters a private auction that Helena is attending and trying to sell the half of the dial. He stops her and gets into it with the other attendees, more criminals that fire their guns at him. Indy and Helena flee with her young sidekick, Teddy Kumar, but Voller and his goons have tracked them down and steal the dial.
Thank you.
Oh dear. Rahim.
Other walk. Scimitar.
The trio then have to get away from Rahim and his goons as they pursue the heroes riding a tuk-tuk, and they in turn go after the Nazis.
Specifically anointed for the job. They'll go to Tangier Airport first, so we'll need to catch a train and get a paint.
The three lose Rahim, but Voller and his men are taken in a plane by Mason and her team. Klaber shoots her and helps Voller hijack her plane to continue their search.
All right, buckle up. We're landing in Spain.
I'm not going back to Alabama.
Hey!
My name is Jürgen Voller.
Archimedes dial, and your father's
Indy and
no-
Helena know that a tablet to help locate the other half of the dial is somewhere in the Aegean Sea in Athens, so they enlist the aid of Indy's captain friend Ronaldo to take them there on a boat.
I've got an old friend in Greece. It'll get us there before they will. Indy?
Before their trip underwater, Helena asks Indy what he would use the dial for, and he says he would use it to convince his son Mutt to not enlist in the Vietnam War. His death broke him and Marion so bad that they are now in the process of divorcing.
Still wearing the ring.
They separate. No crisscross. Button and then up. 3 minutes.
Quick question. What's that?
Eels. It is time, camarada.
Ronaldo joins Indy and Helena as they scuba dive to locate the tablet. Indy has to deal with eels, which are just as bad as snakes for him, but they manage to pry it from a shipwreck. Unfortunately, the Nazis have located them as well and cut off their oxygen supplies, forcing them to swim back to the surface.
What language is that? It's the code. Libyans. Read it, please.
No.
While interrogating them for the tablet, Voller shoots and kills Ronaldo when he tries to defend Indy. Voller then tries to persuade Helena with diamonds to join their cause, but she is concealing a stick of dynamite that Indy helps her light to give them and Teddy an opportunity to escape.
I lie. And this is directions to his tomb, which also happens to be the word. May I? His name, Arania. Other one, Thalia.
While sailing away, Indy took a moment to pay tribute to Ronaldo, but Helena said that the Nazis had no idea where the tomb of Archimedes was located. This possessed the other half of the dial. Indy took the tablet and melted the wax coating it. This revealed a golden plate that could lead them to the tomb's location.
What does it say?
Whisper. A hurricane. The cave of Dionysius.
In Sicily.
Indy, Helena, and Teddy travel to Sicily.
Not east.
Here's your backpack. Where's the kid?
Teddy broke away from the group. He was then followed by the Nazis once more. Indy and Helena will witness them taking him off and attempting to follow after stealing a car for the wedding.
What are they gonna...
The cave's over there. The year of Dionysius. This is it. Crescent.
Break. A plate in one leg. Where'd you find her?
Been together ever since.
They went that way. They went that way.
What is that?
Don't breathe.
Athena. Goddess of war. Athena. Water displacement.
Get in the pool!
Archimedes is fascinated by water displacement.
They, plus the Nazis and Teddy, reach the same cave as the tomb. Teddy is tied to Hauke, whose weight causes a footbridge to fail and transport them to be swept away by the current. Teddy manages to steal Hauke's keys and let him remain trapped to drown, while Teddy avoids the Nazis.
Archimedes tomb.
Indy and Helena come across the tomb and find the dial in Archimedes' hands, along with, to their surprise, a wristwatch. Helena deduces that Archimedes traveled through time, just as Voller manages to locate them yet again. He reveals his plan to go back in time and kill Hitler since he knew all the mistakes he would make, and he believes that he can undo the past so the Nazis win the war. Voller takes the other half of the dial and combines them.
Teddy, come on!
The first hemisphere sets the destination. Second, calculates the location of the fissure.
Shotgun.
Who are you gonna kill to win the war?
On August 20th, 1939.
What kind of Nazi kills a Führer?
They lit a fire that could have burned 1,000 years, and I will correct them all.
Think you can fly one of those?
I'll get it started.
Alles bereit?
Voller takes Indy on a plane with him as they intend to ride through a storm that will open the portal unlocked by the dial. Helena sneaks onto the plane while Teddy hotwires another plane and flies after them, unaware that the pilot is in there sleeping.
Archimedes didn't know about continental drift.
Your coordinates are based on markers.
Your calculations are wrong!
Indy then tells Voller that he didn't take continental drift into account, so they would not end up going to the start of World War II. Voller realizes too late that Indy was right, as both planes go through a portal that takes them to the siege of Syracuse.
I did it, Dr. Jones! That's Sicily, 1939.
Those are Roman triremes.
Open the door!
This is the siege of Syracuse, 214 BC.
Yes.
After doing away with more Nazis, Indy and Helena grab a parachute and jump off the plane, just as Roman soldiers begin to fire at them. Voller and Klabber perish when their plane does down in a fiery blaze. The sight of the planes is spotted by Archimedes himself.
We need to help them.
He comes upon the plane wreckage and pries the dial from Voller's corpse, along with his watch, the same one Indy and Helena found on him.
Come here.
We've got to go. Get up. I need to get you into that plane.
Indy and Helena are found by Archimedes and his pupil, as he realizes his invention would become a reality, and the heroes realize it was always intended to send the user back to this exact time and place.
Window is closing. We cannot get stuck here.
Indy tells Helena he wants to stay there in this time period since he wants to actually be part of history and because he doesn't think he has a future back home. But Helena knocks his lights out and boards him onto the plane with Teddy. Indy wakes up in his apartment once more and is surprised by Marion arriving with Helena, Teddy, Sala, and his grandkids.
Indy, you're up and about.
Teddy.
They leave Indy and Marion for some private reconciliation, as Indy realizes she still needs him. They share a kiss. We then see Indy's trademark hat hanging out to dry, with the film closing on an iris around the hat, and then Indy grabs it.